feel free to let me know. Well, good morning and welcome, you guys. So today I wanted to work with kind of releasing and kind of like letting the body kind of, in a sense, detoxify on energetic levels. Astrologically, we're really being asked to, hi Lauren, we're being asked to let go of the old and old patterning, old conditioning, old emotions. So it's kind of like a emotional purging. And so that we can step into the new. So we'll work on that physically with twisting and things like that. And we'll also work with it with subtle practices like breath work and mudra work, energetic practices that kind of just help free us up. So I want you to kind of take a moment to close your eyes and to assess just kind of like the density of your body, because sometimes it's not necessarily, maybe you can name something mentally that you're working with, releasing, or an emotional something that's coming up. But also sometimes we just feel in our bodies like a certain density. It can show up physically, like knee pain or back pain, but it can also just show up as feeling heavy or just kind of stagnant or stuck energetically. And so those are way too, that like kind of old energy starts to feel in our body. It can kind of make us feel kind of like that. So I want you to just take some deep breaths and kind of just attune to how you feel in this day. So first, just noticing any place of physical pain or discomfort. And it can be anywhere on the spectrum to something you've always experienced to something new today. Like, oh, I slept funny and my neck is sore. So take a couple breaths and just scan your body. And then take a couple moments and just notice the ease in which you can breathe. So that's another way that we can kind of feel into ways in which energy gets stuck or trapped. It's because it's hard to breathe sometimes. So kind of noticing around the heart area. Noticing the stomach area, because Cancer rules the stomach, the breast, chest, and the lungs, or the pleura around the lungs, I should say. And then also just notice kind of energetically, how light or heavy do you feel? Do you feel kind of heavy? Do you feel light and airy, or somewhere on that spectrum? You might even notice heavy thoughts or heavy emotions. Light thoughts, light emotions. Okay, and then slowly open your eyes. So I'm going to pick one of those to work with, whether it's something physically that you scan and you're like, oh, I found something in my stomach, or I found something, a thought that I've been noticing myself struggling with, or I just feel heavy. So pick one of those that you want to work with so that we can do it before and after, and you can kind of assess, like, did it work? Did all the different things that I do work? So we're going to play with that today. So those of you who came in a little bit ago, we're working on kind of preparing the body. We have a lot of planets in retrograde, so we're preparing the body to do some good releasing, kind of unraveling of things that kind of just are ready to like move through our bodies. So we're going to work with that on many different layers. I want to remind you that I do have a current playlist for Cancer time. This is the astrological time we're in, not Cancer being Cancer. It's on my website if you want to stream it while we, you go to my schedule, it's there. You can just click on it if you want to stream some music. Okay, we're going to start standing today. Oh, and by the way, if you want to use release, that would be a good spray for today. So you can spritz yourself or I'll spritz you. And just come to standing. So you can move anything you have away. And just start to roll the shoulders a few times, roll the neck. Kind of just letting your body feel some movement. Let the breath go. So we're going to be doing some stepping to the right and left with the side bend. So I'm going to step to the right, the left leg will step behind me and I'll side stretch. And then I'll step to the left, right leg behind me, side stretch. So inhale, you can use your hand on your hip. And just kind of moving the body, and imagine yourself bringing that breath to the whole lateral seam of your body. As if you could just breathe and kind of bring some clearing and cleansing to the side of your body. And then we'll do this a couple more times on each side. Nice. And then just taking your hands to your hips, go hip swing side to side. You can make a full circle. I'm feeling I could get some snap, crackle, pop, so feel that. And then go ahead and turn your toes out and your heels in so that you're in a horse stance. And then slide into, it doesn't have to be your deepest horse stance. And first just slide forward and back a bit just to kind of ease the legs. Then you're going to take your hands to the tops of your shoulders if that works. We're going to inhale to the right and exhale to the left. So we go, okay? You can go out through your mouth or you can go out through your nose. Inhale, exhale, to the right, to the left, inhale. You're going at whatever speed you need to, waking up the torso, starting to clear and cleanse the side body, the core, the abdomen. And we'll go 10, 9, 'and then let it go. Shake your hands out, straighten your legs, shake it out. So you might want to just a soft stance here. We're going to do the neck. So we're going to let the neck go side to side. And so I want you to just let the neck go heavy as we do this. And so you're letting like one arm snake down your leg at a time. So we're working on a lot of the fascial layers of the body, which kind of connect all the muscles and tissues. And then slowly come to a close. Just start for a moment just to kind of let your head level out. This last one can make you feel a little dizzy, so if that's the case, just go slower or just take more breaks. We're going to be shaking our head no, but you can go inhale to the right, exhale to the left. You can go fast or slow. You can close your eyes if you need to. Or if you have your eyes closed, focus at your third eye as you do this. We're not going to do it for too long, but imagine like shaking out of your head, kind of any thoughts or patternings in your mind that aren't really helpful. We'll do 10 more. And then settle in. And then take a moment to let your head settle. I can really kind of feel like it disrupts your brain a little bit. You can step a little wider apart. We're going to inhale as we turn to the right. Our left hand's at our chest tissue and our right hand draws behind. Exhale to the other side. So, and again, you can go fast or slow with this one. So you're sinking in your legs. Once again, we're getting into the torso. Ten more. Really open through your chest, so reach that arm back. And shake it out. Shake it out. Okay. For this next one, if you want a little bit of inner thigh work, you can stick the block between your thighs, and that can allow you just maybe a little bit more stability. You can also get your hands close to a wall space if you want. So we're going to stretch the arms up, but if you want to, you can let the heel of the hands reach up so that you get that upward reach and press. And on the exhale, we're going to take the arms down and knees go forward. So heels go down, arms stretch up, and then exhale, hands go down, bend the knees. And you're going to go as slow or fast as you want. And I want you to kind of imagine those legs getting to kind of shake and heat up and kind of burn out any stuckness in the knees, in the thighs, and the ankles. That's why we lift the heels so that we can get all the entirety of the legs. So the knees do travel forward in this one, so it's a little bit of a less traditional squat. We'll do 10 more. Really use your breath. It's a really good way if you use your breath to kind of let things just organically pass away. And through. One more. And then just allowing yourself to take the block away. So this one we will do more of a hip hinge. So the butt will go back instead of the knees go forward. So we're going to feel most of the glutes. And you've done this one with me before. We're going to be rocking back to heels and toes, but the glutes are back. And you can actually, if you want to, swing the arms up and lift the heels. Almost like you're going to take a big jump. And arms can just be forward too. So it doesn't really matter. Just want you to feel those legs. And a couple more. And just wiggle and shake. So you kind of just imagine shaking off of your energy field around you, anyone else's energy, any kind of stuff floating around. You can shimmy it out. You can even bounce it out. Add your wrist, add your ankles. Yeah. And then when you're finished, just take a moment to stand and connect to your body again. So just noticing any changes in that spot you chose, either physical and mental and emotional and energetic, whatever you chose. Just noticing after those initial just movements, any shifts or changes in your body. Okay, so step to the top of your mat when you're ready. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to inhale, take some half sun salutation. So the arms reach up, inhale. Exhaling, forward fold. Halfway left, hands can come to the shins, forward fold. And then bending your knees, sweeping arms all the way up, inhale, hands to the heart. 3 more, inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, let the head go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, hands to the heart. Keep going. You can move at your own pace, so if I'm going too quick or too slow, feel free to readjust the pace. Try to feel all of your body participate in this half sun salute. So the side body, and then just stop with your hands at your heart and pause for a moment. Practicing that intention that was just so powerful in our practice to kind of cleanse and rejuvenate the body. Kind of wipe away and release anything that doesn't serve us in this moment. So as you're ready, arms will stretch up. Take a big stretch and just pause there, feeling that pressure downward through the heels and that reaching upward to the side seam. Neck is long, ribs draw back and down. Take one more breath, get a little taller. And then exhale, forward fold. On the inhale, take your flat back. And on the exhale, step your feet a little wider. And then come into a squat with the hips back. So the left hand will plant and the right arm will lift. So I'm in a squat, a wider squat, and a twist. Take a couple breaths here, tone the belly, stretch through the arms, and then do the second side, right arm plants, and then left arm lifts. And again, doesn't have to be your biggest twist, but feel the glutes engage as you press through the heels, churn the belly. And then take the hands down to the floor. Step the left leg back and come to a lunge. So you're in a wide runner's lunge. Hold for a few breaths with your knee off the mat if you can. So I'm a little bit wider than my traditional stance, and my hands are inside my thigh. I can use blocks under my hands or fist if that's more helpful. Kind of feel the front shin move forward and the back thigh lifting up and back. Side body long. And you're going to step back forward. Then you're going to step your right leg back and do the same thing. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath so you can lengthen your spine. Then you're going to step the right knee down, okay? The left hand's going to plant inside the left thigh. So I have my forearm and my shin bone pressing together. My hand will come to my waist, and I'll twist and turn my side body. So my hip point on the right stays facing forward, but I'm twisting, and my left arm can press against the inner left thigh. So tailbone long, belly strong. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then both hands come down and both knees come down. Okay, you're going to plant the left arm. The right arm is going to lift again. And then we're going to thread the needle but hover. So my right shoulder and my right face don't touch the mat. And then come back up, inhale. And then exhale, thread and hover. Really reach from your shoulder through your hand. You have two more. Take your time. One more. And then this time you will drop the shoulder down onto the floor. You can use a block for your head or the mat. Now really use your left palm to press into the mat so that you can rotate your spine and feel a little bit more stretch through the right shoulder, through the back of the heart. And then pressing through the left palm, stretch up with the right hand, hold and pause. Really push away with the left palm. And then the right hand comes to the floor. We'll reset and do the second side on the next time. So we're not going quite there yet. So as you're ready, tuck your toes, come up and back to downward facing dog. Now just breathe in and breathe out. So watch what we're going to do. We're going to come to plank pose. I'm going to turn and do a side plank on the left. Turn, side plank on the right. Back to plank, and then down dog. You're going to do that 4 times total, so take your time. Come forward to plank. Left side, you can always put your left knee down. Right arm side plank. Just holding for maybe a breath. Both hands down, down dog. You have 2 more, and you're going whatever pace you need to, and if you need the knees down, you will. This is a more dynamic. And then last time. Taking your time to set up so that you feel strong from your core through your shoulders. All the work we did last month. And then just take up your time, let the hips come up and back. And then drop to your knees and come to a child's pose. So we'll show you this. We're going to do it 4 times as well. We're going to come forward onto our knees, do a baby push-up, strong shoulders, and come back. We'll do that 4 times. Come forward, so it's a knee plank, down, up, and back. And it's nice and slow, or it can be quick if you want. I want you to build heat through the arms and the shoulders. And then here's your last one. But after your chaturanga for this one, you'll come all the way to the belly. And you'll bring the forearms forward. Clasping the hands, elbows down, pull the hands back, lift the chest, and you're in Sphinx pose. So take a moment to stretch the belly. Feel strong through your shoulders. And then on the exhale, come on down. So I'm going to make a forehead pillow. That's one option. The second option is to have your hands out to the side. So I'm going to use one of my knees, doesn't matter. Bend the knee, press the heel, tap the floor, and then switch. It can be slow as well. So it's a twist. You'll also get a little chest stretch, perhaps. If you have your hands here, it's less tender for the chest. So maybe go at least 4 times each side. And then when you're ready, shake it out. Walk your hands back, either child's pose or all fours, then transition to downward facing dog. Take your time. So we're going to keep the left leg. It's going to step forward between our hands and we'll drop to the right knee and come up to a lunge. So if you need to pad your knee with a blanket, feel free to do that for what's next. So first, just let the hips release forward so you can feel a stretch to the frontal thigh. If you need to back and forth it out a couple times, do that. Then we're going to back the hips up. So when we back the hips up, I have more of a direct line from my hips to my knee. And I'm going to reach back and grab that foot and press it in towards my glute. So if I need a strap, I could lasso around the ankle. So right now my butt and my heel are getting closer. And I'm just going to stay here. I could lift the left arm. I could take my hand back to my thigh. So I'm just doing a quad stretch for now. So hips close to the heel. Keep breathing. And then you might allow the hips to come forward again. Now your foot and your hand will kick into one another. You'll get a little chest stretch. My thumb is down. Your thumb can be up if you're in an inside grip. Take another deep breath or two, and then you'll just slowly let go of that foot. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way, and I'm going to step into standing splits. So remember, I'm finding the inner thigh line of my left leg. Hands can be on blocks, and from my left side of my pelvis to my right, I reached in my foot. 4 times, put the right knee behind the left calf, squat, and then press the right leg back up. 3 more. And then 1 more. And then bring both feet down, fold forward. Then as you're ready, hands to your waist, come all the way up. Awesome. So that was our first side. So kind of assess how you feel. You might feel more on one side, kind of a lighterness or a difference in energy just because we didn't do everything to the same side. I'm going to face you for this. Put your hands on your knees. So I have my hands on my knees so that my low back is long. Now you're going to pull your belly up, and this is that fire breath. So you're doing quick, forceful exhales. If you need to come to kneeling because that's a better pose for you, you certainly can. So we're doing quick, forceful exhales through our nose, quick inhales. So I want you to imagine shooing a fly with your with the breath, and your belly is pulling up and back. So it looks kind of like this. You're massaging your belly. Okay, so you can even put your hands on your belly if you're not going to kneel, but otherwise hands on the knees. Okay, we're going to try for 20. So breath in and go. All the way up. Stand up tall, breath in. Exhale. Nice work, release. Okay, let's go side two. Stand at the top of your mat, bring your hands to your heart, just assess how your body feels. Kind of what's going on with the body. Okay, as you're ready, arms will stretch up. Reach, reach, reach. Bring that front rib cage down and back a bit so you get as long as you can. And then exhaling, forward fold. Long spine, inhale. Step out to that wider squat. And then plant your right arm, lift your left for a twist. Trying not to lean too far to the right, but just keep the pubic bone centered. And then left arm down, right arm lifts. And let your head go or look down. And then you're going to put both hands down and you're going to step the left leg back to lunge. Now this one, if you'd like to take the knee down and lift the chest, you certainly can. This is kind of a nice add-on. Different stretch than the first one. So feel free to add that, or if you like knee up, go ahead and stay with knee up. Breathe in, breathe out. Then you're going to step forward and switch. Remember, the knee can come down and lift. One more breath. We got to switch again because I realized I put the wrong leg back first. So that back knee's going to come down, and I'm going to back my hips up if I need to. Right hand goes inside the right thigh. I press against, left hand to the waist, and I twist. So I want to really feel this twist more in the left side of my lumbar. It's a nice little release. Belly rolls back. One more breath. And then both hands down, both knees down. So this time it's going to be the right arm that plants, the left arm that lifts, and then we thread and hover. You do this 4 times. One more. On the 4th, we do rest. So you can place your head on the blanket or a block, and then I'm going to use my right palm to roll towards the back of my body to get an even bigger twist and sensation of rolling. And then we'll press into that right palm, lift the left arm up. Big twist as I draw down to my right shoulder, I lift and stretch through my left. And then as I'm ready, both hands down, downward facing dog. So remember last time we did plank to side plank, we're going to vary that a little bit. So I'm going to come to plank, and then I'm going to step my left leg forward. That's my right leg, excuse me. And I'm going to lift up. So I'm going to feel that press through my right heel to lift my hips a little higher, and then I'll let that go. So I'm just kind of lifting and lowering through the pressing of my right heel. And it can be further towards my foot or up towards my shoulder. So just lifting and lowering the hips. My shoulders aren't doing anything but stabilizing. This is just some outer hip opening and lift. One more. And then both hands down, down dog. And now I'm going to come to side plank on the right, step my left leg forward, turn. So I'm on the outer seam of my right foot. And as I push into my left heel, my hips get higher. And as I let the weight kind of sink into my arms, I get lower. So that's what's lifting. All this is working. And this is just micro movements. Hold, take a breath. And then both hands down, downward facing dog. And then put your knees down and come to a child's pose. Now this time as we come forward, let the heels come with you. So the heels pull towards the back body, lift your chest. And on the 4 times, you're gonna just drop the elbows, Drop the shins. Come forward, so almost like your heels are glued to your glutes. So you're gonna get some quad opening, some hamstring strengthening. 4 times, that's the lucky number. And then go ahead and straighten the legs, come all the way down. Sphinx pose. So I'm pulling my wrist back. The meaty part of my forearm is rooting down and I'm lifting the chest. And then as you're ready, sliding the elbows wide. This time we're gonna hold on each side. So we were mobile the last time. So let's go left leg. So the left heel presses up and reaches over. And I'm just gonna stay there. Trying to really feel that opening. Through my right chest, through my left thigh. And then switch. Remember, you can have your hands all the way out in the letter T if that feels better. For me, that just kind of felt a little squishing. And then as you're ready, come on back. Tuck your hands underneath and come to child's pose first. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And as you're ready, the right leg will step forward, kneading the mat. And first, just come up to the lunge that you know. So the hips are forward, you kind of floss the hips a bit, going back and forth. And if you wanted that blanket under your knee, if you have tender knees, it's good to just go ahead and put it there. So after you get a couple breaths of opening to the left frontal hip, back the hips up. So again, I'm in more of 90 degrees. And then reach your hand back. I'm going outer foot thumb down, but you can go inner foot thumb up. And I'm going to start to bend the left elbow enough to get that heel as close to my left gluteal as I can. Belly's back and I'm staying tall. If I want to add the arms, I can. Or I can just stay right here and take about 5 breaths, feeling that quad opening. And then you can start to slide that right foot forward a bit and let the hips come forward. You can also let the hand go back, so the top of the foot presses into the fingers. That will give you a little bit of left chest opening as well. Okay, then nice and slowly let that foot go. And then reach your arms forward and come to standing splits. And remember, those blocks underneath your hands can be helpful. So I'm rooting from the inner right pelvis to the inner right foot. That's my stability, but then I lift up through my belly so I'm like a pound lighter on my thigh bone. Then I'm going to exhale, the back knee touches the right calf. Then I stretch it all the way back out. 3 more. And then last one, just the leg stretches out and then comes down. Forward fold, take a moment. Let your low back stretch. So if you need to bend the knees, go ahead. And then bending the knees a lot, roll up nice and slow. Roll those shoulders. And then just taking the hands to the heart, reassess. Take a moment to pause and feel. Kind of notice the changing landscape of your awareness. So what do you notice now that you tune back in? With your physical body, with your breath, noticing how easy it is to breathe or difficult in some areas. Noticing how your energy feels. So do you feel like your body feels dense and heavy? Does it feel light in area? Where is it on that spectrum? Does it feel energized? Do you feel tired? Take another deep breath in. Then you're going to take your hands down, back to the shins. We're going to try it for 20 again. So that's that breath of fire. So forceful exhales. When you're ready, take a breath in and begin. Arms Arms stretch up, inhale. Exhale through your mouth. Arms stretch up, step towards the top of your mat. Reach up, back of your neck long, tall as you can, and then exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Exhale. Widen your feet, come to that squat. Okay, left hand down, right arm lifts. Switch it out. Replant and lift. And then both hands down, see if you can slide the thumb behind the heels, the index finger around the outside of the foot, and just slide your hips down as far as you can. Lift the upper back, so you kind of feel a little bit of the upper back lift, head relaxes. Stay for 5. And as you're ready, both hands down, step your right leg back. Set your knee down. So for this one, we're going to let the right hip slide forward. I'm going to use a block under my right hand. And then the left arm is going to come forward. It's going to come up and back. So I'm going to take a big twist. And if I wanted to grab the foot, I'll grab the outer edge of the foot. So I'm going to lift the chest, rotate on that twist. One more breath, really lifting the heart, rotating the torso. And then coming on down. Left hand plants inside the left foot, the left thigh, right hand to the waist, and roll open. And if you want to take the arm up, you certainly can, or over your head. But I like the waist sometimes just because I can really help to feel where I want to anchor my breath. I want to get it as low as I can. Okay, one more. And then relax. Both hands. This time we're going to take the left hand down, the right arm will lift. And then shoot that left leg back and stretch. So that left leg is straight behind me. So I'm feeling the calf stretch. And then I'm going to thread the right arm through. And I can keep the left leg as that anchor. Or if I want to lift it up, I can. And if I want to bend the knee, I can. That adds a little counterweight. So again, these are just balance poses. No big deal to keep the legs straight. Then as you're ready, bring the left knee back down. Lift the right arm. And then maybe just lift the left knee in balance so that you're hovering on the right knee. So just a little balance. Yeah, good. And then both hands down. Remember, we'll do the second one on the last side. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So I'll show you this next one because we're going to, again, change it up. I'm going to come forward, and I'm going to step the right leg behind the left knee, and then I'm going to lift up. So I'm pressing my hips up to the sky. So hold. I can take my arm behind me and go straight up and go over my head, but I'm really using the outer edge of the left foot and the right ball now to press. Okay? Unravel that. Press back to down dog if you need a break. Otherwise, come halfway forward. The left leg steps behind the right knee, and then I lift up. Really feeling the glutes work to open up the side body, the front body. And then both hands come down. Plank pose to drop the knees, child's pose. And as you're ready, coming up, heels come up with me. So putting it together, heels reach back, belly is strong. I'm going to do a baby push-up. I'm going to straighten the legs, and I'm going to straighten the arms. This time the knees can be down, but push through the heel to hands, lift from the heart, and draw the shoulders on your back. Feel your thigh bones reaching out of the hips so that you're reaching back. Strong feet. Then lift the hips up a bit to let the hips come back so that you, as you come forward, you find your core to come all the way down. Sphinx pose. Really accentuating the belly pressing into the mat and pulling away, kind of feeling that belly work. So as I'm lifting, the belly pulls back, and as I relax, the belly kind of gets heavy towards the mat. One more. Then on this one, I could either take my right arm out of goalpost, I can stay where I am, or straighten the arm. Go ahead and take the leg back, and some of you will reach back and grab the foot, or I have like the shin. So it's a really big chest stretch, really big thigh stretch. Otherwise, you can hover or repeat. So if I have my elbow bent, it's a very big chest opener, for me at least. And then switch it out when you're ready. Left arm straight, right arm plants. And again, I can just hover because sometimes that's enough. And I can just lift the thigh to get the thigh stretch, or I can reach and grab onto the ankle or the foot. And with my left arm straighter at the goalpost, I can get that opening through the left chest. And I can keep my hips kind of rolling down to the floor to get that little bit of extra rotation if I want it. And then let that go. Pressing all the way up to plank and downward facing dog. So we're going to bypass that lunge that we did on the first side to come into a variation. So you're going to step the left leg forward, but instead of coming to a lunge, coming into that standing split. And then pull that right heel in towards your left buttock, grabbing onto the foot if you can, and then lifting the right thigh. So it's a standing split and a quad opener. So you can just feel that with your right arm on a blocker down. So here's an add-on if you'd like. Bend the left knee and then slowly come up, and it's a revolved quad stretch. So my chest is going forward, and I'm feeling a little bit of rotation as my foot presses into my left hand. So those of you that are in standing splits, you're just going to release and come to a forward fold. Those of you that are standing can just go ahead and release the foot and come into standing. And then we'll all meet standing at the top of the mat. Arms stretch up. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Tune in, feel it out. And then arms stretch up. Big, long stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway left. Fold on in, last lunge. This time turn your toes out and your heels in. So it's a little bit different lunge. Right arm plants, left hand to the inside of the left thigh to kind of pry it open. And then left hand down, right hand. And again, I'm just kind of opening up my right inner thigh. Just a different feel. Then both hands down, I'm just going to grab my ankles, straighten my arms, and that way my hips can go back. And as I grab the ankles, my low back can elongate. One more breath. And then both hands down, left leg back. And remember, I'm going to put the knee down, and I'm going to grab a block from my left hand. So I'm in that wider lunge, knee down. My right toes do turn out, right arm forward. Then I spiral and I take that twist. And I might grab the foot on the outside or thumb down on the inside. So it's really important the hips are releasing, but the chest is rolling through the strength of the core. One more breath. And then release. So I'll walk my right arm back inside, and I can bring the knee and my heel a little closer. And then I'll twist to the left, so hand at the waist. If you want to lift the arm, you could. And then as you're ready, both hands down, both knees down. Right arm plants, left arm lifts. And if I want to kick the right leg back, I can hover it or press it down. And then I'm going to thread. And as I thread, this foot can be just an kind of an active base, or it can lift, and I can work balance, and it can roll back. And then slowly set it back down, plant right palm, lift left. You can put your knees back together if you prefer that. And then both hands down, downward facing dog. So we did 3 different things. We did plank, and we rotated left arm side plank, right arm. We did something where we had the foot in front. We did something where we had the foot in back. I want you to pick to repeat one of those, whatever it was, or you can make up something else. Another one that I do like is to do a side plank, and I hover this hand as if I'm trying to get into plank with my arms and side plank with my left. So you can choose, either repeat, or I just gave you a third one if you want it. And you're just going to hold 3 or 4 breaths, each one, before you'll come back to child's pose. So yeah, you're just picking which one was interesting, which felt good and liberating for you. Yeah, nice. And then when you're ready, child's pose. To come forward, heels in. Straighten your leg, baby chaturanga. And then again, if you want to lift up, straighten your arms. And if you want to lift your knees, straighten your knees and lift. There's a big reach up from the belly to the heart, and there's a big reach back from the hips to the toes. And as you're ready, knees down, back the hips up before you come all the way down to the floor. All the way down. So taking a deep breath in and out. So you get to pick your back bend of choice. So it could have been a repeat of what we did. It could also just be a locust pose, something to open up the chest, right? You can do a cobra, anything you want. So take 5 breaths of any kind of back bend that feels good. Kind of open up through the chest, heart area. Yeah, and then when you're finished, we're going to find Sphinx. One last time. Getting that stretch through the front line. And then coming down, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. So remember, we're skipping the lunge, but we'll step the right foot right away and then lift the left. Then bend the left heel towards the right buttock, and you can just stay there. Lifting that left thigh will give you that quad opener, or I can grab onto it with the foot, with the hand. And if I have a little bend in my right knee, totally fine. I could stay here and just work the stretch, or I could slowly make my way up, working my balance. You also could stand up and do this, and bring the heel in and grab it. So there's another option there. My foot and my hand pull away, and my heart lifts. Then you're going to get out the way you need to. So you'll let go, or you'll roll up nice and slow, weight shift, restabilize. We're going to come into, I call it umpire pose. So your elbows on your thighs, and just re-lengthen your back. So hands at the heart. Breathe in, breathe out. And then forward fold. Nice deep breaths. And then we'll vinyasa down. So I'm just going to turn so I'm not facing you. Take a halfway lift. And then fold on in. Step your knees back one at a time, and then roll onto your back. And with your knees bent, just take a moment to assess how you feel. So maybe it's a different perception as you're on your back. So kind of feeling out your body. So the last little bit of work to cleanse is going to be some twisting ab work. So you're going to take your hands behind your head, wrap your elbows slightly up. So I want you to imagine again what you're working with, whether it's something physically, mentally, energetically that you're working on creating a pathway of release. Just go ahead and picture that. And picture that this ab work is a way to kind of, again, using the fire element, using the kind of the intensity of the work to kind of burn through it. So you can kind of visualize that if you want. Okay, we're going to bring both legs up to tabletop if that works. If it doesn't work to bring your legs to tabletop, you can keep your legs down. But I would recommend lifting your heels. Take a deep breath. And on the exhale, lengthen through your tailbone. So pull your belly back, twist up and to the right. Make sure your right shoulder stays lifted. And then straighten your left leg. If you want to, straighten your right leg. Bring both knees in, straighten your right leg, straighten your left leg. And then bring both elbows to the center and then release down. We'll go to the second side. Big breath in, then lengthen through your tailbone, belly pulls down, lift your shoulders and rotate to the left. Straighten your right leg. If you want to, straighten your left leg. Bend both knees in, and then straighten your left leg, straighten your right leg. Both knees come in, release all the way down. Nice deep breaths. So now we'll just add a little bit of dynamic work. So you can either have your legs up and you can kind of come up and then drop one leg at a time if you want. If you want to go bicycle, you can. If you just want to exhale and then inhale, exhale and then inhale. But we're going for about a minute. Your own kind of like just breathing. So use the open mouth exhale for this. Doesn't have to be fast. I just want you to be intentional. So using your breath to can be slow. Take breaks if you need to. Let's go about 10 more seconds. And let it go. Just let your knees knock together, let your arms go wide and breathe. So if you have any type of prop that you can place on your belly, place it on your belly. And what you're going to do is I want you to, as you breathe in, let the belly rise. So kind of letting the belly really expand. And this wants to be on your lower belly. And on the exhale, let it sink so that you can really get that breath low. Hands can be anywhere. And we'll take 10 deep breaths just like that. So one way to release that kind of gut tension that we can have unconsciously at times is to really take time outs to breathe into the belly. So we kind of check in with the health. Nice, and then take the block away. You're gonna come up to a seat. So if you have 2 blocks, that works. If you have a blanket, that works. So here are your options, high or low settings. My block can be flat. This is gonna be a lower setting. I can make like basically a T. Okay, that's one way. And this is going to go up my spine. This will be for my head. Another option is to make like two equal signs, so they're both parallel. And then my upper back shoulder blades rest on this. So I want you to watch that if this is my shoulder blades, right, I'm going to line up the bottom edge with the bottom of my shoulder tips, and then my head is right here. So I can go Baddha Konasana, straight legs, bend knees. So this still elevates the chest, but it gives me support behind my heart. If you want more bilateral support, then turn the block. And my butt's not on it. So just make sure, and it's right above kind of the lumbar, and then I let my spine come around the block, and then my head. So arms can be out to the side, arms can be down. And I want you just to focus on breathing as deeply as you can for the next few moments. So either, whatever you want to do with your legs, doesn't matter. I want you just to imagine breath by breath, feeding space around your lungs. So imagine breathing in that sunshine light, that luminosity. Imagine breathing in your intention to be clear of all that doesn't serve you. Breathing in that intention to connect to your healing capacity through your intention, through the way you care for yourselves, through what we eat, through how we breathe, through what we drink, how we move. Imagining with the exhale, just getting lighter, releasing. Let your jaw soften, the tongue soften. Even imagining your skin softening. Imagining the abdominal organs softening towards the back body, back of your pelvis. Take one more breath. So if your knees are wide, take your hands to lift your thighs. We're going to come up for a mudra. So if you're on the blocks, use your hands, tuck your chin in. It can be kind of uncomfortable to come off the blocks sometimes. So for our mudra, you're going to take your right hand, it's like hitchhiker thumb up, with your left hand flat in your palm. So this is the Shiva Linga mudra. So I want you to imagine it like a mortar and pestle, right? The right side is your dominant energy, masculine side, right? So that's that active part of ourselves. And the left is that receptive, lunar, inquisitive, receiving side, right? So I want you to imagine, this is a good mudra for releasing. So whatever it is that you're working with releasing today, whether it be a little small ache or pain, something big, I want you to imagine just taking your right hand and like you're kind of grinding it. So just holding this as you breathe. You can hold still or you can grind. And then take a deep breath. And then imagine like you could blow away what you've been grinding. Just Float away. Then left hand behind the right, hook your thumbs, lie on your heart. That's our Garuda Mudra. For freedom, for perspective. Close your eyes and take a moment. Notice the effects of your practice. So noticing if you worked with a certain part of your body, a mental state, an energetic state, an emotion. Just notice any shift. Whether it got worse, it got better, or no change, right? Even just that intention and that awareness is really powerful. And you never know what will be the next, what that prolonged practice can lead. It could be the very next time that you lay your intention there, that change happens. Or that a sense of softness and compassion around that happens, or you resist it less. So letting your hands fold into prayer, acknowledging your work today, your strong healing work that you do as you come to your mat with your awareness and your intention and your breath. And acknowledging the power that it is when we all work together, when we all gather and we do this work together, how much more powerful it is, right? Because we're holding space for each other's transformation, evolution, peacefulness. So I honor your practice. Thank you for showing up today. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thanks so much, friends. Thanks for being adjustable today to a morning practice. It's very strange for me to teach in the morning, but I just going to change it up this week. So hope that works for you guys. I'm so glad that you came. Feel free to unmute.